Hey everyone, welcome and thanks for showing up to our first mini course here with the Restora Funding community. We're going to be dropping a lot of free content here in place for you, but today we're going to keep it light and just talk about 0% interest business credit, who it's for, and how this can be applied to you and your real estate business. So let's get started. When we talk about 0% interest credit, this is not your regular financing. Okay, this is a transformational tool for long-term investors, fix and flippers, short-term rental business owners, and really a one-size-fits-all solution with any business owner in any industry. Although today we're going to be focusing on our real estate investors and those three archetypes. So before we get started with all of that, we just want to compare it to hard money and private money or traditional bank loans. And the obvious one is going to be cost, because we're talking about 0% interest business credit here today, right? And obviously you're going to be paying maybe 15 or 18% interest rate when it comes to hard money, private money, or maybe a loan that can be a little bit difficult to get. And with business credit products, pretty much any bank, whether it be JP Morgan, US Bank, Goldman Sachs, right? They're all offering 0% interest products for at least 12 to 18 months. And just so you know, that interest period can actually be extended if you know how for 3 years, 5 years, maybe even up to 10 years. So you can pretty much kind of put off that interest for as long as you need to make your investments work and be profitable. But the first obvious one is going to be cost, right? No more paying tens of thousands of dollars in interest payments to your hard money lender, your private money lender, to the banks. Interest is old news, right? You have 0% interest business credit now, your new best friend when it comes to financing. And the other advantage that it's going to have is going to be that it's incredibly accessible. So it's not hard to get. You don't need bank statements. You don't need tax returns. You don't even need an aged business. You could have a 2-week-old LLC. And yes, you can get hundreds of thousands of dollars in 0% interest business credit in the next 30 days if you know what you're doing and you keep your credit tight. Okay, so you want to have good credit. That's really the key here. Personal credit is the foundation of business credit. But aside from that, it is incredibly accessible. You can go get 50K at Chase. You can get 50K at US Bank. You can get 40K at Goldman Sachs. This adds up really, really quick when you put all the banks together. And for real estate investment opportunities, this credit can also be converted into cash if it's on a credit card. And that cash can be used for whatever you want. So you can use it for 0% interest cash as a down payment on a property, as a wire transfer. So the advantages are pretty much unanimous across the board. It's going to save you money. It's easy to get. It can be used as cash. Use it in place of hard money, private money, or traditional loans that you're used to, and you are going to have a massive advantage over your peers when it comes to getting real estate deals locked in. Now, that all being said, we're going to go ahead and move on into our first archetype, which is going to be you long-term investors, right? These are the ones who are building wealth through real estate acquisition. So for long-term investors, acquiring those income-generating properties can be pretty capital intensive, as you know. So I'm going to give an example here. You might be a long-term real estate investor who has $75,000 that you're using as a down payment on a property in your local area or in a region that you want to invest in. And typically you're going to have like a 9-to-5 or another business, or maybe you do short-term rentals, which we'll talk about later, as a cash machine, which is bringing you the income that you have to be able to save up your money and put that down payment. Well, I want you to imagine if you had 75K here at JP Morgan, and 75K there at US Bank in this example, and you had 75K still in hard-earned cash. Well, you could use all three, right? So you can acquire one property here, you can acquire one property there, and one property there. Well, now you've just tripled your equity accumulation and your asset appreciation because you have more capital on hand to be able to diversify. And mind you, that's at no extra cost if you were just to use your hard-earned cash on that one property to begin with, because you're not paying any extra money here or here. And after a year, you can basically refinance that 0% interest period or balance transfer, extend it for another 1, 2, 3, 5 years. And that whole time, you're literally paying nothing, and you're just acquiring equity on these properties and allowing those assets to accumulate. So 0% interest credit is not only serving as an accelerator to your financial growth, but it's also serving as a financial safety net in your future. Because even if you didn't want to use your own hard-earned cash, you could just borrow against the bank, use that to acquire your property. You're still holding onto your cash in case you ever need it. And if you ever needed to, you could always just pay the banks back because you haven't lost any money in interest. You have the 75K there. It's like, why not borrow other people's money? Why not? It's the biggest way to mitigate risk when you're making these kinds of investments in yourself. So not only can you mitigate your risk this way, but as I said, it can be used to diversify your real estate portfolio and acquire more properties, 2 or 3xing the kind of wealth that you're accumulating over time. Or you could take that 75K here, 75K there, 75K of your own, put it all together. You have about $215,000, I think is what that equates to, something like that, 225, and you can actually use that to just acquire one large property that's going to do more damage, that you're going to acquire more equity on, more asset appreciation, right? You can rehab that, you can sell that off, and you can make a profit off of that, right? So you can use this to basically increase the size of your investment or increase the size of your portfolio. Whatever kind of investor you are and whatever your risk tolerance is, 0% interest business credit is only doing you a positive service to your business. Fix and flippers. We got to talk about fix and flippers, right? Turning properties into profits. Now here, speed is the name of the game. Speed is key. Acquire, renovate, sell properties quickly. And here we want to talk about business credit being the form of a revolving account. This is key for you fix and flippers. Now, what is a revolving account? Okay, you have a credit card, right? And you swipe that credit card at your local McDonald's or grocery store or whatever, and you've just borrowed against the bank. And when you make that minimum monthly payment this month, or maybe you pay it off in full next month, you took your capital and you put it right back into the bank. And then you swipe it again and you put it back. And then you pay it off. And you just play this game of ping pong, right, with the banks. So a line of credit is basically acting as an extension of your bank account, because you can borrow against it and pay it off and play that game of back and forth virtually forever. I mean, you could take that money out and it's yours, and you can pay it off and it's theirs. And you're not really like paying anything. You're kind of just using the bank's money and just passing it back and forth, and you're getting those interest points along the way. But the power in this is going to be that as a fix and flipper, you might need to get deals fast. You make money when you buy in real estate, okay? And you might be on a first look list for a realtor in your area or in your market, and you might see a property that's distressed and other fix and flippers might be trying to get their hands on it. You're not going to need to go seek out hard money, private money, a bank loan, anything like that, because you have a revolving account ready to go, $50,000 at Citizens Bank, and you can go ahead and pull that out and purchase that property right on the spot. Okay, so speed and accessibility of funds is one of the main advantages of 0% interest business credit, because it's a revolving account. And then as you renovate that property, as you fix it up, and then eventually sell it for a profit, you can take that money, pay the bank back, and then when you see the next distressed property that you want to buy, that money's already sitting there. That's your money. You just borrow against it, and you purchase that property on the spot all over again. And just like the long-term investors, having more and more credit also allows you to do a higher volume of deals. So if you had $250,000 in 0% interest funding at your disposal right now, imagine how many more deals you could do as a fix and flipper. You could do 2, maybe 3 times as much more money, more deals. And that's 2 to 3 times as much more profit in your pocket every 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, 48, 36, the list goes on and on. And so that money adds up over time, right? Do yourself a favor and get the funds right now so that you can get yourself started on the right track, make more profit, and that profit and that cash at your disposal is only going to accumulate as time goes on, and you're no longer paying tens of thousands of dollars to your hard money lender, right? Because you're now saving money on interest, and it's 0% interest, and that money is basically just acting as more profit in your pocket now, right? Your margins just expanded. So business credit, 0% is your new best friend, real estate investors. And yes, as I said, this credit can be cashed out. This can be used for wire transfers. This can be used to hire staffing, contractors. This can be used as a down payment on a property or to acquire property in full, right? You just need to know how. But business credit has all of the advantages needed over other traditional lending products that you might be used to going with. And last but not least, short-term rentals. These are our cash machines, right? People who invest in short-term rental businesses or get these started typically want recurring income. Maybe this is going to be daily, bi-weekly, monthly. And a lot of these people as well, we find, are new to the real estate game. They might be working a 9-to-5 that they want out of. They might have another business and they just want extra income. But For a lot of these people who are new to investing in real estate and want to get started in short-term rentals, the startup costs are very intimidating. Okay, real estate is the big leagues, right? This is a very capital-intensive industry that we're talking about here. And so being able to acquire, let's say, $50,000 in 0% interest with, no bank statements, no tax returns, no financial documentation, a brand new business is going to be incredibly helpful. This is going to be the catalyst for you that allows you to get started in real estate, right? Ease of accessibility and ease of acquiring the funds in 0% interest business credit is name of the game when it comes to new real estate investors, because you're not going to have those kind of financial documentations or that experience to show the banks or other lenders that is going to make them feel secure in investing in you, right? This is something that you can get very easily. Go whip up an LLC, keep your credit tight, know what the banks are looking for, which we're going to be dropping a lot of free game here in this channel. And yes, you can acquire 0% interest credit, and this can be used to furnish a property. This can be used to put a down payment on a property, or maybe you're looking at getting started in Airbnb arbitrage, right? A model where you're paying leases and taking a margin off of that lease via short-term rentals. Well, we find that with a lot of short-term rental businesses, you're actually making so much profit that you're paying the bank back long before a 0% interest period is due. So you might get a return on your investment of $50,000 in 6 months or 12 months or 8 months, somewhere in between. And you just take that cash, you pay off the banks, and you're literally creating a business that's bringing you residual income with no out-of-pocket expenses, no money down. You're borrowing the bank's money for free. It was easy for you to get, and now you have a cash-flowing business. And then after that, you take that money back out, get a brand new unit, borrow more money from another bank at 0% for another year, get another unit. So this also allows you to do volume, just like in any other case or example that we've mentioned, volume. And what's really nice about these short-term rental businesses is that they're easy to automate, right? You just hire out a property manager, get a cleaning crew, and now with no money down, you've created a passive income stream earning you thousands of dollars a month that you can now use and leverage for financial freedom, right? This is money that you can use to take care of your family, to do the things that you want to do in life. It's a really beautiful thing, and 0% interest business credit can be the catalyst for that. So these are our 3 archetypes of real estate investors that we really wanted to focus on today, and we wanted to give you an idea of how 0% interest credit can be used to give you an advantage over other options that you might have when it comes to transforming your business and in turn transforming your life. Right. As far as short and long-term gains of 0% interest credit, this should be pretty obvious, right? So in the short term, as we talked about, it's going to allow you to capitalize on real estate deals in that moment, okay? And the revolving account aspect is really where that comes in. You're going to have funds at your disposal whenever you need them. And also think of it this way. What they say is get the money now when you don't need it so that when you do need it, you already have it. Because the banks aren't going to want to lend to you when you really need it, right? Get it right now. Right? What are you waiting for? When that market crashes or if it dips, you're going to have the purchasing power to be able to acquire assets for cheap. And one thing I'll tell you is seeing markets go up and down, you can turn $200K into $2 million really quickly if you're investing in the right assets. So get that purchasing power right now so that you have it when you need it, so that you can make more money, so that you could stop paying interest, so that you could start that business, right? This is the power of 0% interest business credit and having that at your disposal. So in the short term, definitely seizing opportunities when you have them. Fix and flippers, long-term investors, Airbnb businesses, I'm talking to all of you here. And also just being able to increase your profits and expand your portfolio. And in the long term, it's going to serve as a safety net, a risk mitigator, because you're not using your own capital anymore. And it's going to allow you to accumulate equity and save money on interest over time, which is basically just the equivalent of compounding into your financial future, right? Now, if anyone watching this is interested in having their 0% interest business credit journey completely done for them, go ahead and just click on the action call link that you'll see in the caption of this video. We do offer funding done for you services. So we help business we help business owners funding done for you services. So we help business owners regularly, especially in the real estate space, acquire maybe up to $150,000 in 0% interest business credit capital in as little as 30 days. So if that's something that you're interested in having done for you as a hands-off approach, I definitely encourage you to book a call in the action call link that you'll see there. You can speak with me directly. We'll talk about your business, your needs, and just see if it's a good fit and see if we can help. Otherwise, we will be dropping a lot of free content in this video as time goes on, so definitely just stay tuned and welcome to the team. So, yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching. Stay tuned and hope you have a great day.